My sister missing clothes were found in my brother's room, and they were wet and slimy. Our parents called him weird and a predator and kicked him out, but later the truth about my sister's clothes came out, but the damage to him was already done. My brother is 15, my sister is 17, and I'm 23. This is really stupid, and it shouldn't have happened, but it did. Now I just want advice on how to make it better. Also, this is the story my brother told me as I wasn't there. He was in his room, playing on his phone, minding his own business. He got up to take out the trash. He came back to lay down in his bed. As he was laying down, he noticed their dog walking out of his room. He ignored it. Later on, his sister, 17, noticed clothes were missing. She went looking for it and found it in my brother's room. The problem was that it was wet and slimy. She immediately told our parents, and they thought the worst. My dad, mom, and brother argued about it. Rude things were said. Apparently, mom said I knew you were weird, but not this weird. My dad said, I raised a predator. In the end, my parents asked me to pick him up and let him stay with me for a couple of days. When I picked him up, he didn't say anything and just sat in silence. He spent the entire time in the room he was staying in. He only came out for dinner. He skipped breakfast and lunch. His eyes were always red when he came out, so I assume he was crying. I've never seen him cry. Most of the time when he's upset, he just has a stone face, so what they said must have got to him. Finally, at the end of the week, our parents called me and said they wanted to talk to him, so they came over. Before they came over, I tried to talk to him, but he ignored me. When parents came, they apologized to him. Over the week, they noticed more of sister clothes in his room, until one day my dad caught the dog with my sister clothes. My brother just said okay and went home. I tried to ask my parents if he could stay longer, but they said that wouldn't be necessary. Later on, I got a call asking me what did he do over my house because he's just been in his room all day at their house. Is there anything I can do to help him feel better? Advice would be greatly appreciated. Best comments. Your parents are something else. So, they're convinced that he's a pervert and are clearly wrong about that in the first place. But then they make him stay with you, another one of his sisters? I don't know your family, but it would seem to me like they have more problems with him than just that. And that's just awful. He's 15, he doesn't deserve any of this abusive crap. I really hope he starts responding to your texts soon. Maybe you could take him out to do some fun things? To show him you know he's not like that? I don't know. It's a really horrible situation. I wonder what kind of people Opie's parents are to immediately assume it was their brother instead of an obvious answer, the dog. His parents always thought low of him. It finally came out, that is all. Speaking as a son falsely accused by his parents. Apologizing won't fix it. He's likely scarred for life. He will never trust the other sister or parents again. He knows that they believe he's capable of such acts, and that is what he will remember. They think he's vile, and now he knows it. He won't tell them his problems. He will be afraid that they will see his issues as a product of him being a bad person. He will retreat because he thinks they see him as a bad person, and why would they want to associate with him if he's a bad person? His trust is shattered, and it will be a long time before they can regain it, if they ever do. The parents have F him up, possibly permanently, and I bet as soon he makes 18, he will leave and never contact they again. Update number 1. Good news. He can stay with me until Sunday. I had to lie a little to parents to get him to come. I told them he should get out the house because he spends most of his day sitting in one spot with online school. They didn't believe me at first, but I said it would be a chance to get him out his room. They finally agreed. He was about to go to sleep, so I came just in time. I think the plan right now is to just spend time with him this week. I'm broke, so it's gonna be mostly home stuff. I tried to talk to him on the car ride. I asked him if he's okay. He said he's fine, and we had a little conversation about his school. So, at least he's talking now. He's in the spare room, so everything is okay right now. Update number 2, 8 days later. Many of you guys asked that I let brother live with me, but I had to take him back to our parents' house this morning. The last update I gave was when my brother was allowed to spend the week at my house. That was last Sunday. We spend the first day, Monday, at my house just talking. He spent most of the time in the room. At first, he wasn't responding back. It was going nowhere quickly. So I ended the conversation by telling him our parents were wrong and that he is not weird. I didn't say it exactly like this, but I hope you get the point. He just had a stone face, and we stopped talking. Tuesday, he still didn't really come out of the room. I offered to go to McDonald's, and he came out the room to eat at the table. We just talked about random different things. He wasn't really interested in the conversation until we started talking about my Xbox. We eventually started talking about Madden. He started talking about how good he is at the game. We finished eating, and he went back to his room. Wednesdays, I bought Madden. I don't play sports game. I play games like Cuphead or cartoon animated games. I asked if he wanted to play, and he agreed. I know this is serious, but Madden absolutely sucks. The game started cheating as soon as we started. The first thing my player did was fumble the ball. He was killing me at it. He actually laughed a couple of times, and he seemed to be enjoying himself. We spent a good portion of the day just playing. Thursday was pretty much the same as Wednesdays, but he was talking more. We eventually just settled to watching Netflix. He spends half the day in his room, but he is coming out more. Friday, I decided to try to talk to him about the situation again. I pretty much told him I would talk to our parents to get them to understand why he was hurt by it. I also took the advice of seeing if he wanted to talk to a professional. He asked me not to ask them about it. He said it was just better if nobody brought it up again. I was a little shocked, but there's not much I could do. We then decided to go to a walking trail. At first, he didn't want to go, but I convinced him to come. We just spent more time talking. This also made me realize that I should talk to my siblings more often. He seemed happier. Saturday, or yesterday, was pretty much us just talking again. We decide instead of Madden to just play random games I had. I don't have a lot, but I think he had a good time. When it was dinner time, he got kinda quiet again. I asked him what was wrong. He said he wasn't ready to go back home yet. I didn't know what to say. I asked him if he wanted me to talk to our parents to see what we could do. He just said no again. I pretty much told him he could come to my house anytime he wanted to. That leads us to today. He is back at his house. I was going to talk to our parents, but I assumed he has a reason for not wanting me to talk to them. I know you guys said something about getting him a therapist, but he said no to the idea. I did call my sister to see how she's doing. She said she tried to apologize to brother, but he ignored her. I don't know what's happening with that, but one thing at a time. And that's pretty much how the week went. Overall, he seemed much happier than he was last week. I texted him, and he wants to come back over sometime next week. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have no idea what the F I'm doing. I'm only 23, still trying to get my life together. I'm a firefighter, so I'm just glad that we get a lot of vacation time, or else I would have had to work. I know people are thinking if you're a firefighter you should know what to do, and why did you ask what the signs of depression are? I was never trainer on how to deal with somebody actively showing signs of depression. I was trained to help somebody who is in the process of trying to commit self-delete, and that training wasn't that good. It was basically trying to talk them down and do whatever you can to get them to a hospital. I've yet to use this training. This is why I was panicking when everything was happening. People were telling me he could commit self-delete. I know I should have kept a cool head, but it just felt different because it was family. They tell you not to panic, but I'm only human. I've been a firefighter for about 2 years now. Anyway, something else I wanted to say. I'm going to try to be there for both my brother and sister, but I made a mistake too. Somebody brought up the point of when I found out what happened, what was my reaction. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I didn't have one. I thought he was going to get over it, and everything would be alright. I only started caring when I realized that he wasn't acting like his normal self. That when I realized the impact of what they said, and how F up this all really is. So, to the person who brought up this point, thank you. This showed me that no matter how great my actions are looking in front of random strangers, the truth is that I had a similar mindset as my parents. I don't think he's weird, but I guess my time spent around them made me desensitized to the things they say. I don't know. I'm gonna work to change that because it's not right. So to everybody, thank you for the advice you've given. I see the mistake I've made, and I'm 100% behind changing myself and being behind my brother. Best comments. From reading all the info Opie has posted, there is no way this was a 0 to 100 situation. These parents have to have treated him poorly at some points in his life. I'm not saying Harry Potter under the stairs poorly, but they've had at least a slightly negative view of him for some time for them to immediately charge him with perving on his own sister. They wouldn't do that to a child they loved unconditionally and supported. I agree that he may never move on from this. I doubt I would. Opie needs to continue being a supportive sister because I don't think he has ever really had a supportive family member, based on the info.